So we have a really awesome project that we're starting. So a customer called and said, I need a Hager 31J pull. A 31J is a flat profile pull, 10-inch center to center, and it'll be down onto a 4x16 push plate. No big deal. So this client calls for some Hager 31J pull handles. This is a movie studio. This is a movie studio that everyone has heard of, period. Hager 31J needs 4 of them, not in stock. It's a 1-inch wide, square profile, 10-inch center to center. I said, well, I can make it for you on the CNC machine. He says, yeah, send me a quote. So, needless to say, we got the job. I'm going to turn this 1-inch solid block of 6061, 8-inch by 12-inch into 4 individual pull handles, and that's what this video is about. And I hope you'll watch as we go through the journey. Unscripted drama is guaranteed. Success, not so much, but fingers crossed. Let's move on. So I've added my vortex tubes on here. There's no reason not to be blowing cold air on that. For some reason,
If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Okay, so we've got our raceways drilled, and I'm hopeful. Let's just go ahead and say that for right now. Put the camera down. Got our piece of aluminum here. Feel like it's good. I really, really do. I really, really do. I really do. I want it to be good. I'm going to change the depth to a 50 thousandths. Let's just see what happens with this.
you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Okay, so we've had a little bit of a breakdown here. The shank of the bit actually broke on me, and that brings the party to an end for today because I only had that one bit. Not real thrilled with the fixturing. There's a slight amount of movement happening here. I did get two pulls. One looks really nice. No major complaints about that pull. This pull started to move on me, so I've got a little bit of a tab on there that I've got to take off. I'll do that on the router table, but otherwise it's okay. So on that third pull, we got a little bit of fight into the back side of it there, as you can see. I don't think that's going to be a deal breaker for us. At least I hope it's not. So we will reassess. We will pick this up, and now it's time to clean this table. The next time we pick this up, we're going to be with a new bit in the tool and rerunning that tool path. Okay, as we continue through this saga, here's where we are. I've got two pull handles that I'm really happy with. They look nice. I think on a future version, I'm going to put these edges into a... definitely going to put them into a router table just to chamfer that edge down. There's no doubt it needs it. This was the third pull that I was involved in when the bit broke, and it was immediate that I had realized the piece had moved, as evidenced right here. So this is a learning experience for me. This is something that I look at as trial by error, University of Hard Knocks, learn the hard way, make all the mistakes first, and that's what we're doing. So the question had always been for me was, how was I going to fixture this material down? And because we're cutting parts out of a large block, it really gets to a point of how we're going to hold this down. And my initial idea, I think I had part of the initial idea correct, and I had the balance of it incorrect. The part that I think I had it correct was what follows. I'm going to start out with a new piece. Looks pretty straight. Out of this piece, it's my goal to yield 4 good pulls out of, or at least 3, or at least 2, because I've got 2 that are good. Did some research over the weekend, and I don't know if my vacuum is going to hold those pieces down, in the sense that I'm convinced that it will not, under any circumstances. If I had however I did it, if I had a big block of aluminum on there, I could certainly screw fixture the item down. The problem is it's that we're trying to yield parts out of this. So this is going to all become free. This artifact here, that will become free as well. That'll move. So the first thing I did was increase the quantity of passes to a very high number. I'm going to go with 60 passes per pull, so I'm really not putting a lot of force onto the workpiece. That's one. It's not a race for me. Number 2, at least not right now. After we get it successfully accomplished, we'll then look to optimize. Number 2, I did some research about holding it down, and a lot of people come back with what is referred to as blue tape and CA glue. CA is a acronym for it's not on here. And I had to look it up. So if you'll tolerate me not being ready, I want to tell you what it stands for. CA glue, glue tape, painter's tape. Okay. It's actually, it holds very well. The problem that I had was I lost one of my sides. So CA glue is cyan acrylate glue. Cyanoacrylate glue, known as CA glue, is the industrial term for what is commonly known as crazy glue or super glue. So what everyone's doing, what a lot of people are doing, and they are swearing success with a combination of blue tape, crazy glue on the blue tape. The workpiece has glue tape, blue tape down on your table, blue tape on your workpiece, crazy glue or CA glue between the two, and plop. I've seen people use a activator that will create that bond much faster. The specs on this is that it has an open time, I believe, of 60 seconds before it begins to harden, but requires 24 hours to reach full bonding. So I'm here on a Monday at 1 o'clock. I'm going to get it all set up on the table, and then tomorrow I'm going to do the cutting. So what I'm using now is a Loctite 4471. This is a 0.7 ounce tube. I've got 2 of them. It should be plenty for everything that I'm about to do. I've got plenty of blue tape. And let's just switch to the GoPro and let's go through this process of getting it all put together.
If you are enjoying this video, please click thumbs up or like, and also please consider subscribing to our channel. Let's move on to the rest of the video.
Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to get our area taped up. We're going to get our part taped up. We're going to glue everything together, and we're going to see what happens. I've actually never taken this approach because all of the aluminum that I have machined to date has been, frankly, it's been to where I can actually clamp it all down. Now, I've got tape running on the Y. I'm actually going to run another set on the X. Just the logic is to give me the ability to resist shifting in both axes. Pure guesswork on my part. I don't know, but I'm very interested to learn. I've got my X and Y coordinates laid off here. I want to be sure that I can still see them. Yeah. And this tape doesn't take much to pull off at all. It's painter's tape. It's meant to come off. But boy, oh boy, when you apply it in this sort of flat fashion, it can hold. And obviously, a way to do this would be to just add tabs. Tabs would be my last choice on this project. I don't want to add tabs. I may get to where I end up adding tabs. I just don't want to. I like this better. Okay, I can see my XY. Meaning I want to see right where I want to put it. We'll be real good with all of that. Okay, so now we've got it laid out in two opposing directions. Now, let's get the material. Let's come over here with the rest of the work. I like this end a little bit better, I think. There's a little bit of funk on there, so boot mark is on there. A little bit coming off. Imagine it would be advantageous if I had a degreaser, and if this becomes something that I do more and more often, I'll get more sophisticated as to my process. Okay, so we'll mimic what we were doing, and then sticky side down, and you know, I'm gonna run it long. Slightly long on both faces. Ouch, careful. And the reason I'm going to run it long on both faces is because I'm going to tape down the perimeter as I did the first time. It'd be really interesting to find out if this glue idea works. Based on what I've seen online, it appears to win. Or I should say, it appears to be a winner. The downside of it so far is the cost. 7-ounce tube of that, at least buying it retail, or I should say through an industrial hardware store, is definitely not advantageous.
because it is not inexpensive. I don't recall, $50 a tube. It was not cheap. $39 a tube, $63 a tube. I looked at so many types of this last week that I just don't recall. Yeah, I'm not... I don't know that I'm in love with this tape holding down. Gotta have a lot of surface area for it to work, I think. All right, now we'll run it lengthwise. Will it actually matter? I don't know. I've not seen anyone do it like this. I'm quite confident that the glue is going to make a good bond. But there's a lot of force happening here. Oh, and another thing, I'm moving at 2.5 inches a second. And I'm obviously thinking about slowing that down. About halfway done. One more. Okay, I mean, I've got a surface here. There's no doubt about that. Now, I'm going to put some on the outer edge. There's a reason I'm doing that. That's because I'm going to tape this down around the perimeter. Okay. All right. Good flange that we have there. Let's come over to the table. And it's going to go pretty quickly now because we don't have a really big open time on this material. Okay. If you've not hit subscribe yet, we would very much appreciate if you did, and hopefully you're enjoying this video. Now, let's get back to it.
Instant adhesive. I don't have rubber gloves where I am, so I'm just going to use my work gloves, but I don't intend on getting any on my hands. Yeah, we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. I'm internally counting. Here's the part where I don't want to touch anything. Now, every time I've seen this done, people have only ever put it on one face. And that's what I'm going to do. Or that's what I'm doing, I should say. Okay. And I'm lining up my XY as best as I can, and I'm pretty close. I'm pretty close to it. Actually, before we do that, yeah. Yeah, we're good. I'm happy with how that is. Now I'm going to throw about 40 pounds on it. Maybe more if I can find more. Be nice if this did its job how we would like. Just gonna lean on it for a while. Okay. Now the issue truly becomes is the what face, if any, in here is concave to any degree. That's the concern. But that's also why I put 2 layers of tape on there, because I wanted to kind of, you know, at least in theory, eat up a little bit of any sort of curve to that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to run some tape around the perimeter like I've done previously, and hope that tomorrow when we come back, we will have a sense of, yep, seems like it's in really good place. And I'm confident that we're going to have that. So let's put some tape around the perimeter, and then we will call it a day for today. A rather short day, actually, regarding this. But the material's got to set up. You know, and the fun thing about this is, I'll tell you, once I've got the secret sauce figured out, the formula, you're gold. The key, though, as I've been told, is optimizing what worked the first time. Could it work better a second time? And I have every intention of optimizing, but I need to get a successful initial result happening, and that's where we are right now. 2.5 inches per second. The issue with that is it might be too much for a 1/4 inch diameter bit. I'm very concerned that I'm asking too much out of such a small diameter bit. I am very expectant. I'm not very, but I will not be shocked nor surprised if I find out that, yeah, 1/4 inch is just not hacking it. It's just not going to get us there. I need a more stout bit in diameter. I am prepared to recalculate my tool pathing as a result. But I don't think I'm there yet with it. At least I hope that I'm not. Just going around now the back side with some tape. AV Supply, this is Richard. Yes, sir. Good, yourself? Yeah, the ASA Service Center probably has those in stock for sure, probably in birch and oak and whatnot, non-rated and fire rated. Okay, yeah, I'd be quite sure that they're in stock. Oh, they probably got a week just to ship out slabs. I don't know, because I'd have to look at what their pricing is. My guess, you're probably $750 a slab plus freight and freight. All right, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye. So the issue with the cost of wood doors is that they're costly. Okay, so I've got a perimeter of tape around this now. I've got about 40 pounds sitting on top of it, maybe 35 pounds. That'll sit for 24 hours for sure. Now, this perimeter tape job actually worked out really well. The problem was, by the time I got to my third pull, I was missing all of this. I wasn't holding on anything down here. And I realized that my approach is definitely flawed, but I have surrendered to the process of do it all wrong the first time. So, what we do at this point is now we're going to wait until tomorrow. The next time we see this, we're going to see me tugging on that. The vacuum will be on. Because our raceways are still there, no reason not to throw as much ammunition at it as possible. And if our quantity of passes, which means we're really only touching the material at a 60th of an inch in every pass. It's going to be really small. It will be a 60th of an inch, actually. If we're disturbing that piece so little, now we're hopeful that it will work. Now, what I want to get to do is to get the dust skirt on. The problem with the dust skirt is those bristles, they disturb the piece, is the bottom line. And this is precarious at this point. And the reason I say that is because I don't lack the experience to say whether or not the glue tape and CA glue approach is really the bee's knees. We're going to find out. So let's move on.
Thank you for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please click thumbs up, please subscribe, and maybe even send the video to someone that you know. Thank you.